work that we're doing here is not going to stop when it comes to these type of discussions. It's going to be for us and by us here on this platform when the media is telling us to look the other way. Your support is what helps us move forward. Join patreon.com/like it or not. Help us grow.
Like it or not, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. Yes, it's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. Like it or not. Rebecca Azor is in the house. You know she got a funny story to tell. Talking politics, culture, or real life-ish. I live in life in the ATL. Benjamin, yeah, that's my man. He's always coming up with the master plan. Politics, scheming, or trying to find the meaning of life. And while the feds keeps us in strife. I'm your DJ. I really don't need no introduction right now, but you know what? I stay dropping them jams. Y'all know who I am. Good hope, dad jokes, culture-ish, politics. What you're hearing right now was the culmination of all of this. I started out with the mic in my hand, and I graduated to a plethora of fans. I love bringing joy to the people. It makes me feel great, makes me feel regal. I do what I do for you. I do what I do for you. Let's go. It's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. Yes, it's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. Like it or not, y'all. 2023. Let's start this damn show. Let's go.
Like It or Not starts now.
Good morning and welcome to Like It or Not, where we're free to tell the truth. Oh, wait, sorry. I don't know. Crazy.
That was right.
Let's start that one more time. Good morning and welcome to Like It or Not, where we're free to tell the truth.
And not care who doesn't like it. Rebecca Azor, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Benjamin P. Dixon?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good on this Monday morning, middle of the it's been a while since we did a weekday.
It's been a while. I think it's been a week since we've done the weekend, and it's been ancient since we've done a weekday. So, since I'm out here in these streets, free in the streets, and I had time today. I had time today. So much has actually gone on since we've last
oh my goodness
been here. So, but before we do that, even though it's a Monday, we ain't scared of no Mondays. Okay, we can bring the weekend vibes to this Monday for everybody who is joined into this pop-up show. But I want to check in still, just like as if it was one Saturday morning. I want to check in with you, Ben, and how your week has been since we've last gotten together and had our conversations, because it's so much since then. But how have you been?
Have we even had an episode since? Well, have I been on an episode with you since Kamala announced that she was running? I don't think I have.
No, we haven't even came together for that. I know I've been on Leftist Mafia, but I haven't been here. So much has happened, but
right. So anyway, before we get to all that, I'm just out here, man. I'm just doing the thing. I'm going day by day. What's that? One day at a time, sweet.
One day at a time, sweet Jesus. That's all I'm asking.
Why the country accent on it though?
Because that song was sang in the Haitian church, and even them, because they learned it from the country version on a tape.
Oh, they put the country accent on it.
Sang it with a Haitian country accent.
So they were singing it in Creole, but with a country Creole accent.
Yeah, Yonjou à la foi. Yes, and they would do it just like that.
So anyway, that's my life right now, Rebecca. One day at a time. Just doing a lot, but at the same time, it's hard to say and hard to, I'm sure you understand, because I'm sure you're out there in the streets and grinding and hustling and doing what you do. But everything's copacetic. Kids getting taller. Benjamin's taller than me, which not much of a challenge. But I realize now that accident I had at 12, that's when I stopped growing, because my 12-year-old is now taller than me.
Yeah.
Jeremiah is shooting up. And Lizzie is still, you know, she's Lizzieing. So everybody, Jada's fine. Everybody's good.
No, Jada is fine. I saw her. She's so beautiful. But your daughter, she had posted your daughter. I haven't seen her in so long. And when I saw all your kids, they were itty bitties.
Yeah.
But I did see her post your daughter up. And I said, oh my goodness. That baby has grown.
Yes.
Such a lovely girl. But I'm like, geez. Wow.
Yeah. They getting grown and tall and big and everything else. So hey, it's a blessing.
It is. I think about that often. I'm like, I'm grown, and me cleaning up after myself is stressful.
Ooh, Lord.
And so now I'm thinking about kids. I want them. I want them, but I'm just like, am I gonna have the stamina?
Look,
am I gonna be, Lord? I pray.
Look,
I want them so much, but the life has been whooping my behind so much, and I know them kids is expensive. Lord,
Lord,
take $1 off by the time I become a mama.
Look here,
Lord, let my husband be very active in my life instead of being one that be like, you know, she's the mom, she got the kids.
Look, let me tell you, the hardest thing is you not only have to plan and budget for 3 extra, you gotta encourage 3 extra children to do what they have to do. And so we've, over the summer break, I've been trying to really get them active and running and the treadmill and boxing. And so it's like, it takes a lot of energy to encourage a whole new set of people to do what they got to do when you still trying to encourage yourself to do it yourself. So
not they a new set of people.
Oh man, they're a whole new set of human beings, man. It's what you said. It's just encouraging people when you trying to still push yourself through, and then you got to be responsible for those people, and then you got to make sure they got everything what they need, make sure that they're, and it's fun. I mean, it's rewarding. Yeah, I love it when traded for the world, but it is exactly what you said.
Yeah, no, definitely. I really, we working. We're trying to get where we need to be one day at a time. And you know, I have on my wall when you come into my home, it says, what does it say? I need you. Oh, every hour I need thee. That's what it says. Every hour I need you. So one day at a time, but every minute, every hour is the one that we've never had before and one we'll never have again. So we just, if it didn't work out 60 seconds ago,
right.
If it didn't work out an hour ago, if it didn't work out 10 hours ago, you still got the next one. You still got if you still got breath in your body, one day at a time, baby.
Well, yeah.
So,
well, how was your week? How's it going for you?
It's been, I'm in the boat with you. It's the same thing. I'm grateful because I was able to pay my rent on time.
Hey,
and that's enough to shout right there. That's enough to shout right there. That's enough to shout right there. I know it may not be big for everybody, but it's enough to shout right there. And it is because you guys helped support me in that time. I know I had to get on here and be like, can I have some money, please? And I hate doing that. But like I said, y'all know what it is. I'm not monetized on this channel, but I can say that your support has definitely help me to do what I need to do for locking, and I paid it on the day before it was due, and that's enough to shout right there.
Yeah,
that's enough to shout right there.
You paid it early,
the day before it was due.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
But you know, and I will say that it hasn't been easy. I have been sitting here and having these. One thing about it, I've been battling these intrusive thoughts. Being outside of corporate, intrusive thoughts. I've been working on the first episode, which is going to drop. Well, you get it here. You got it right here, right now, exclusively. The first episode of Shades of Good News drops on Wednesday.
Okay,
and I've edited 10,000 versions, and I've finally being like, Rebecca, whatever's gonna come out, because in the background you hear like the buzzing of my computer because it needs work. You hear through the whole thing, but I said I'm still gonna drop it. But it is dropping on Wednesday, and I had fought through it. Like, oh my God, look at your skin. Like, why was I doing that to myself, Ben? Look at the sound of your voice. Did you really need to do that haircut? Because it's really not giving. Are people gonna watch this? It was. No.
Uh-oh.
We've talked about this on the show a lot. The voice of the enemy will not, won't, can't.
Come on.
It doesn't, because if he thought he already had you, he would have left you alone. But there's something that keeps on pushing to try to get you to believe that you are not what God tells you are. So you need to, I've said this in the beginning in January, you are exactly what God says you are, or who you believe you are to be. So make sure that's not a negative thing, right? Because we can really, it's debilitating when we put ourselves in a place where we believe the voice that isn't even real.
That intrusive thought.
And then we put our tone on top of it to think that it's coming from us.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's a good word. That's a good word.
So yeah, no, we're moving forward from that. But my week has been full of that. I said, am I going to be a mom? It went from me watching myself edit the video to, am I going to be a mom? Am I going to be in a great relationship? You know, is somebody going to love me? Am I going to be that career woman? And am I gonna? Then I said, girl, what have you done? Go back and let's be grateful for what you have accomplished.
That's right.
Let's be grateful for what you got. Let's be grateful for those things. And you know, you are exactly who you believe yourself to be. Don't let those intrusive thoughts make you feel less than. So that's go ahead, Ben.
I was gonna say it's funny you talk about intrusive thoughts. I've been working with my kids on that. Like, you know, they need to learn early how to manage intrusive thoughts, because they get in your head like worms and viruses, and they just get there and you end up worrying about it all night, and you can't sleep and can't eat. And, you know, anxiety is real, and anxiety, you know, of course there's clinical problems and stuff that, you know, obviously I pay attention to the science of everything, but there's also, like, you know, just understanding the techniques, what you can do when those thoughts come in your head, and how you snatch them. You got to throw them out of your head, and you got to counter them with other thoughts. Like, you really don't have space in your mind for intrusive thoughts when your mind is flooding, and you're flooding yourself with good thoughts and positive affirmations, and you're really pushing through. So just trying to teach them some of those techniques over the last 2 weeks. So it's funny you mentioned that. Yep.
I said this as well in January. I remember, because I was looking at a video that we did back in January, and I was like, if it is out of your hands, it deserves to be out of your mind.
I've been saying that one. That line is stuck with me. I've been repeating that.
It's good. Because you can't do nothing with it. So I know it sounds crazy, but sometimes just doing that is enough. I read another thing online, and this cracked me up. If nobody gonna watch your stuff anyway, why you ain't post it? If you know, listen, this is what I took it as. If you know no one's gonna watch, if you feel like nobody's gonna watch your content anyway, why not post it? If you already feel that way about yourself. And I was like, but wait, it was basically like a reverse psychology thing.
Right.
Go ahead and post it. I'm going to motivate you to post it, since you already think no one's going to watch it. Go ahead, post it, and let God blow your mind. Since you already feel away, let God blow your mind.
This work is stressful, man. I at the height when I was hitting all those numbers and making all that good money, it was stressful to watch the algorithm and see, okay, the numbers are going up. Ooh, the numbers flatline. Oh no, the numbers are going down.
Oh my God, baby.
That stuff is kind of one of the main reasons I stopped doing it. Besides this work I'm working on now, it's because I got tired of that. That's emotionally draining. Then you got to post it here, post it there. Got to cut it. Nah, but I'm encouraging you though, Rebecca.
No, but Ben, you said something there. I got to do it my way. A lot of people want me to do it a certain way, their way, how they like view it. Like, I had to learn to do it my way. It doesn't look like what everybody else does. I know people want me to have it this way and do it this way. I'm already battling myself in trying to put out the content. The stress of focusing on numbers. It's almost like when you're working out and you focus so much on standing on the damn scale. You're not realizing, oh, I'm building muscle, so I'm going to maintain this weight or I'm going to gain weight. You step on the scale, you're looking at the numbers and you're like, body dysmorphia immediately. And you're like, oh, nothing is happening. I want to lose weight, whatever. You can't worry about all that. Sometimes it's not the numbers. Sometimes it's not the algorithm. Sometimes it's just like, hey, don't let that be. Continue to push. I know it's difficult, but go at your own pace too.
Yeah.
I need y'all to know that. Go at your own pace. And we're going to discuss that. There's a lot of things we got to discuss in this because the Olympics ain't teach y'all nothing. You need to go at your own pace. Do not let how the system defines things be the definition of who you are or the value of who you are, because that ain't true. It ain't true.
You talking about that Australian lady who was breakdancing?
Oh no, not only that, but that was a mess, because that's to me how much it shows me they hate black people. You could I know there's so many people in this world that breakdance, the culture, and I know they were waiting for their moment. Yeah, and this is what we got. A bunny hopper.
Shout out to Sha'Carri. I told you, I don't know if anybody remember that episode. It was 4 years ago. I said this sister gonna come back. I said, don't y'all count her out just because she, got suspended over weed. First of all, the weed, anyway, that's a whole different conversation. But she came back to get a silver and a gold. Shout out to her.
People was silver and gold. People were so upset. Let's talk about it real quick. Sha'Carri Richardson won. Before she won that gold, I just want you guys to know, you don't lose silver.
That's right.
You win bronze, you win silver, and you win gold. There are 3 winning categories. Of course, there's a hierarchy for each one, but that you had to win them. She won silver. And so many people who were looking for her downfall and watching her story really wanted that storyline to be she lost. I didn't tweet because I don't be on Twitter like that, but I threaded. I don't know how you call it, but I was on Threads, and I just said, hey, what are you guys not understanding? She, being Sha'Carri Richardson, she won silver. She placed at silver. You had to win to be in that position. People were like, oh, I guess you don't know, because this is how I assume they talk. I guess you don't know what winning means. And David, could you grab some B-roll of Sha'Carri? But I guess you don't know what winning means, because winning means you got to be at gold. But you are possibly sitting on your couch.
Yeah.
And haven't been off that couch. You ain't even hit the toothbrush yet. You didn't even you saying you don't even know.
They get winded before they get to the end of the block.
That's it. And before you get out your door, just to walk to the door. And y'all cussing people out on Threads. I mean, when I say it wasn't just one. That thread that I did went viral. It wasn't just one commentator. It was a whole bunch of them. And then they look like us. And I don't like that. It goes to show people can get so comfortable.
That's right.
In your downfall. And when you elevate come on, God, I'm speaking today.
Come on.
And when you elevate and you move yourself, you forgave yourself, you repented, you did all the things, and you moved on from that. You let it be. And you said, now I'm going to move forward, and I ain't taking that with me.
That's right.
And you get to a place where you've reached that place where everybody said that you weren't going to reach because of a little bit of weed, because a little bit of bad decisions in your past. They said that you were not, they keep holding you to that. Next thing you know, you placed. So many things happened at the Olympics to try to prevent you from even getting on that track.
Come on.
But you said, for such a time as this, you said, even through this, I'm still going to show up. You showed up and you placed silver. That's all right, because you were still in the games. You waited. You waited. That waiting area, that waiting season, that tough time while you was over there doing everything you was supposed to do to get to such a time as this. And they tried to tell you that silver wasn't enough. And you was like, I bet. And you got the gold.
Come on.
You ended up getting the gold. And that's Sha'Carri's story right there. I didn't even get to Simone Biles. I didn't even get to Jordan Childs.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, yeah. They can't stand to see black women on that podium. They can't do. They don't like it.
Upset.
Edge is gone. Thin hair. Mop smelling. Mayonnaise. Mad. And
there she go.
Yeah, there she go. Deserving. I love that in the clip of her running when she won gold, she looked over and so many people were like, oh, she looks over. Her coaches need to stop telling her to look over because she's looking over out of fear. She's looking over out of
Nah, she was there, see me. She was like watch.
She saw herself already there, and she looked back like, yeah, and continued to go. They were like, oh, she was looking over because she was unsure. She was looking over. It doesn't matter. She still made it to the she still made it to the finish line.
Come on.
She ran till she was finished. And when she saw that she was finished, she looked back at her competition. Only when she saw that she was finished. She ran until she was finished. And that's it. Everybody could say as they want, whatever they want, however they want. It was a beautiful thing to see. It was also beautiful to see 3 Black women gymnasts. And we did that B-roll, David. Probably 3 Black women gymnasts, Simone Biles included. Simone Biles' story is just as good. And I talk about this in the episode that drops on Wednesday for Shades of Good News, that yes, that woman, I think she won in different categories for the USA as a gymnast. She is the most decorated American gymnast in Olympics history for America. And she made history in so many other different ways. But one thing that I say is how she removed herself from the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. And she removed herself for mental health reasons.
That's right.
And everybody said, oh, she ain't going to make it back from this. She's making a terrible decision. She can't, it's not happening for her. And I'm talking about Simone Biles. And she decided to just step back. And everybody had everything to say about it.
I got to call. I've been catching up with Dr. Mack, and I got to call him because he was one of the people. I love you, Dr. Mack. And he said, Dixon, I owe you an apology, and I owe Sha'Carri. I was wrong. Because she came back, and then there was somebody else who was talking about Simone Biles in the same way. There's a lot of people. I think. Well, anyway, I don't keep calling names, but a lot of folks that I love and respect got that wrong on both of them.
Yep. And it's like, I think the woman that she's becoming, she knew I had to take a step back. And it's more important that this is Jordan Childs, and we'll get to her as well. But Simone Biles, she decided, and Simone Biles is actually the one that took in Jordan Childs. We'll get to that story. It's so much. But Simone Biles took that break in 2020, and people said that she wasn't going to make it the next 4 years. The next 4 years, she came to win all.
And dominated.
She dominated, even with an injury in that time. And we're talking about this recent in Paris at the Paris Olympics. She dominated. She won gold in every category. And when her colleagues won as well, I believe that there's a Brazilian named Rebecca, who was a gymnast, who also won. And as well as Jordan Childs, who was Team USA as well, who also won. And these women won gold in certain categories and placed in other categories. But it was just the unity that we saw. And what's more important is while people are saying, oh, you taking a sabbatical, you doing XYZ, you ain't even taking a chance on you, you're missing opportunities. But when you're listening to a voice that you know is for you, I got to make sure that I'm all right at the end of the day. I'm doing so much for people and pouring into people who's pouring back into me at the end of the day. I feel like I cannot make it right now. I got to step back. I got to rest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rest is important.
Man, folks will let you come out here and burn yourself out and then talk bad about you when you burn out.
Yep.
Right. So they're gonna talk bad about you anyway. Oh, there was a great TikTok of this young Black girl who was mocking everybody who has something to say about Simone Biles' hair. Did you see that one? Where
oh my gosh, that was in the beginning as well. They had everything to say about that girl's hair and her edges and stuff. I didn't see the TikTok.
But the TikTok was basically like she was playing both the critic sitting on the couch, like you said, the critic sitting on the couch at home, and then playing the role of Simone Biles. And when she was playing the role of Simone Biles, she had like 100 gold chains around chains around her neck. Medals around her neck, but then while she was talking about her hair, she ended up pulling another gold medal out of her hair.
I seen that one.
Oh man, I love that.
Yeah, I seen that one. I know what you're talking about, and she kept just pulling out the gold medals and all that. At the end of it, they was just clanking. Yeah,
people got so much to say and haven't even started to move towards that kind of greatness
at all. And here's the thing with that: people had everything to say, but they're not online apologizing about it. Also, I realize that in today's day and age, you cannot, anything on my timeline that is, you can't force none of that stuff in my spirit. You can't
Right.
force none of that stuff in my Shanana. Every time I see it, I remove it. My
Yeah.
algorithm will not be filled if I with anything negative about the thing but their jobs to get where they need to get. And because it doesn't align with you're just one person behind the internet that has to go to a job that you hate, that is upset that somebody is living out their truth and decided to take a step back to really think about and rest and see how they can be better for themselves and not only for people. You got to be good to you too. And people
Right.
were upset about that. The
That's right.
American people were mad that this little black girl wasn't at their beck and call.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And she chose herself. And in that time, she got married. She has a gym where she invited Jordan Childs in too, and helped her train at her own gym. And guess where Jordan Childs ended up being?
That's right.
With Simone Biles
That's right.
at the 2024 Olympics, where she and Jordan Childs was writing herself off. She thought that this was not going to happen for her. And Simone Biles, because Childs and Biles,
Yes, I'm listening.
Simone Biles decided, hey, I see you. Come train at my gym. And built her confidence up when she was losing it because she understood. And that's how you do it. So in that time while everybody was like, oh, she's making a mistake, she was out there like filling herself up, filling her cup. And when her cup was filled, she didn't come back to us. She went to serve.
Yeah.
And then she found love and people was mad about that. So many different things.
Well, you know, not mad so much about her getting love, but
people upset because he made comments. Hey, listen,
we all make
comments.
comments.
Don't know what to say.
Yeah,
yeah. And people acting like that was going to stop her from being the best that she can be.
Well, no, not that part at all. Like love, I mean, and yeah, shout out to them, but you know, it takes a. You know what? You got to be a real special person to be in a relationship with someone who is a world class athlete like she is, and sometimes you don't always know what to say. But it's not about him; it's about her. She is amazing and dominated. Mm-hmm. I mean, with a capital D, she is out there killing the game.
She posted after her gold medal, she put that mental health is important or something like that.
Yeah.
And because she was throwing shade to everybody who was saying like, oh, you know, she should have never did that. Look at me now. Look at me now. Taking a sabbatical, there is a, you know, for people who may need it, maybe taking a sabbatical is exactly what you need.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look at both of them for different reasons, but both Sha'Carri as well as Simone had to take these last 4 years for themselves. Mm-hmm. And then they both came and dominated and did their thing. So shout out to both of those Black women.
Yep. And another Black woman that I definitely want to shout out, I said her name a million times already, but Jordan Childs, who's also a gymnast. So let's talk about it. She did win gold initially, and then she went on to win bronze. And we were happy about it. We saw the three women, the Black women, I believe, again, is gymnast Rebecca, I want to say, gymnast Jordan, and Simone. And there was a picture that they all took together where they were three Black women on the winning, you know, here we go. And no, this ain't the one, but there were three Black women on the podium and they all had their medals together. And the girls, were honoring each other, and it was just such a beautiful thing to see. And but Jordan Childs, we know on Sunday, this was it Sunday? It was like Saturday, but there was a ruling that happened during her performance where they wanted to take back her bronze. She won the bronze during the individual floor finals. And her coach, Cecile Landy, successfully submitted an appeal to have her score raised. Now she's been ordered to give back the medal after the Court of Arbitration for Sport ruled that the appeal was submitted too late. We're talking 4 seconds, y'all. In a statement released on Sunday, which was yesterday, USA Gymnastics said that it has formally submitted a letter to CAS, the Court of Arbitration for Sport, requesting that the ruling be revised. In addition, the federation has sent video evidence showing that Landy submitted the request for an inquiry to be filed within the 1 minute deadline. So basically, it was a systemic thing. First, they didn't do it, then they did do it, then they didn't do it. It's one of those things, but there is evidence to support that they did it on time. The fact that Landy allegedly submitted the appeal 4 seconds after the deadline was the basis of the original ruling. And per USA Gymnastics, a timestamped video shows that Landy did not miss the deadline, but instead first requested to file an inquiry 47 seconds after the score was posted, with a second statement occurring 55 seconds after the score was posted. According to the statement, USA Gymnastics did not previously have access to the video before. They didn't have access to the video before the CAS ruling, and therefore was not able to submit it earlier. But after her score was corrected, Childs ended up jumping from 5th place to 3rd place to beat out Romanian Anna Barbasou for the bronze medal spot. Barbasou, who had already begun to celebrate, was devastated by the change. Within the next days, the Romanian Gymnastics Federation had filed that appeal, which led to the ruling to have Childs stripped from her bronze medal. But since we talk about mental health, I want to take it right back to mental health. Childs was attacked online immediately. Jordan Childs was attacked online immediately. People, after that ruling, where they said that she was to be stripped of her bronze medal because of because they basically cheated, as they said. And I'm like, it doesn't make sense. She had nothing to do with that. She did her thing. Her coach saw that there was an issue, did what they needed to do on time. It was the judges that didn't do what they needed to do on time. It was the system, okay, that didn't do what they needed to do. But online immediately, an influx. Immediately the hate began. Immediately the racism went fast. Like they had somewhere to be. And it was on Jordan Childs' page, her inbox, on her mama's page, her sister's page, on the gymnastic page. They found anybody who was celebrating Miss Childs and her blackness at the gymnastics and her gold and her bronze. They went under your post to tell you that this ER was not deserving of it. And she cheats just like all Black athletes. She was on drugs. They said everything they could say about this young Black woman who actually fought mental health to get here, and now they're beating her down. She decided to go on after being stripped, or after being told that she would be stripped. She went on social media and said she's going to get off of social media for her mental health. And people still continue to make their racist conversations online, all types of things. But it made me see how fickle, and I say this all the time, social media can be. And that's why we cannot put our all into this space. But I'm glad that she had a loving family and a supportive team who got online and were like, hey, it was only 4 seconds, only for it to be corrected that it wasn't even only on 4 seconds. They did it on time. There's video evidence to support that. And now America has to battle out. And they tried to make, and no offense to this Romanian gymnast, but they tried to do the Taylor Swift type switch and make her the sweetheart that lost the award. And that now is getting that award back. That white little sweetheart that was... It was taken from her. The moment was taken from her because of America's Black gymnasts who began to gain and win our hearts immediately, didn't deserve it. And they wanted that storyline so bad, but it wasn't fitting.
That's right.
Romania, y'all went to go fight a fight that y'all didn't know actually had evidence to support the ruling that Jordan Childs placed third.
It was so funny watching American racists, MAGA, basically, side against the United States on this because of the narrative, right? The reason they go with that narrative is because you make a lot of money, you get a lot of clicks with the racism today. All you got to do is find a situation where you can make a white person look like a victim of a Black person, and you're going to get your 30,000-40,000 clicks. And so it was just so interesting seeing all these people who say they love America, America first, the first thing they did with this Jordan Child story was to oppose her, and they would rather have seen this award, this medal go to another country than to stand patriotically with their country. And these are the same folks who tell us that we should love America and stand for the national anthem. They wouldn't even stand for this athlete.
They didn't, and that's the problem. And it's like, y'all wanted her to shook and jive for you, and immediately a moment where there was, I will say this though, the racists were out, but we ain't never been more unified as a people in America than we were, just to be like, all right, America's winning right now, or any black country, right? Any other black country, but it was okay, America, because America was super black.
Come on.
At this like black folks was winning awards for America
everywhere.
Track, gym, they should have been in breakdancing. We was all over the place, all over the Olympics.
Oh goodness! And
it just goes to show everybody.
How we doing in swimming though?
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't hear about it. I'm like, we ain't.
Maybe I just don't know because I don't watch it enough. Somebody could correct me in the comment section.
That ain't never been the American.
Everywhere else though, we dominating for America.
Yeah, we dominating elsewhere, but the black people were really getting it. Black people of other countries. As long as we saw somebody black on a team, I don't even know what.
We don't know what nation it was.
I don't know what this is, but she black. He black. They black. Yeah, that's it. That's all we needed. But
oh my goodness,
it was good to see. Now I will say, Jordan Childs, I hope that she does get this, keep that award, because she deserved it. And it was like there was nothing. She didn't do anything wrong. Right. But mental health right now is at a big place. You said that you're teaching your young ones about it, because I think social media plays a big role in that. You can't sit in
internet period, because you say social media, but it's like the internet period. Video games, YouTube, Netflix, all of it. This all feeds into that negative imagery and intrusive thoughts. But go ahead.
No, that's real. Like it's affecting our children. It's affecting us. It's affecting us how we perceive ourselves. Look how she was at the Olympics, and they tried to make her feel just so low and on their levels, but you are still an Olympian, baby girl. Jordan Childs, you are an Olympian. You are a winner.
Yeah.
Sha'Carri Richardson, you are a winner. Yeah.
I mean, top of your game. Like, there's two people better than her in that particular moment, right? And that don't mean that they'll be better than her at the next round, right? She'll probably come for gold the next go round, right? So shout out to her.
And she has gold, and that was her second award, and that was bronze. That's right. So listen to me, it's all you, baby. Jordan Childs, this ain't nothing. Continue on. You'll be the best gymnast. You made history. You won our hearts forever. What you did, nobody can take it. Nobody can take away what we saw. Nobody can take away what we witnessed. No one. We saw it, and we can't unsee it, no matter how much they try to take away an award from you. We saw your greatness. We know you are great, and we don't never want you to forget it, ever.
I didn't see it because I didn't watch
I saw the clips.
I didn't watch any of the Olympics.
You didn't see no clips? It was all over the place.
I honestly didn't even see clips. I just saw the controversies. Oh, you know what clip I did see? Imani Khalif, the sister from Algeria, who everyone was like, all of a sudden they said she was a man. She hit, which I think the lady was from Italy. I forgot what nation was. She hit the girl so hard that the girl quit in 46 seconds. And then after that, everybody on the internet started saying, oh, she's a man. She's a man. She's a man. So that part I watched. But other than that, I really didn't see. I didn't even know it was on, to be honest with you.
Listen, there was so many games, or I don't even know what they call them in the Olympics, but I was like, another one? This thing is going on for how long? I mean, it didn't end. I never heard about the Olympics as much as I did. See, that's the positive effect of the internet. Yeah. But then there's that negative aspect of it. It can't never be just let's commune. Let's go on to the side. This side don't fit me over here. Let me go on this side of the internet. This ain't my side over here, or let me correct this misinformation and let me go. Like, it just, it can't never be that. It's always going to be people will try to break you down in the midst of other people trying to lift you up. It's just find your balance. It'll be tough, but if you're going to be on the internet, if you're going to be on social media, definitely find your balance. What else happened with the Kamala Harris?
Yeah. Well, let's get to it.
A couple of things. And while I go through and start it off, David, I know you're here with us, my brother from another. Could you please find the clip of her speaking at one of her campaign rallies, and she hushed the
we gotta start there. Why don't we start when she corrected it the next day? The next day was much better.
But I know, but I want to start there so that we can get to where she corrected it, because I want people to be clear, because I just saw that clip. I ain't watched the rally. I didn't even know somebody was heckling out there. I was like, oh, I know that face. I know, that kind of thing. But if you can find that video, here's the thing. She done picked her VP, which is Walz.
Walz. I keep seeing the T there. My eye keeps placing
because we try to respect the whites and their last names. Schnockenborgen, Schnickensnockens, wherever they done came from, we try our best to respect the whites and their last name. Although we gotta change ours. So when we see the Z, we're like, they must be from, so it's Waltz. No, it's Walz. Yeah, it's exactly how we see it. Ain't nothing extra. He's extra, which I kind of like. Ain't nothing extra about that Z. It's just a Z. Walz.
It took me a week to realize there is no T in his last name. Mm-hmm. And I kept wondering, like, why is everyone putting up these memes from the windows to the walls? I mean, what do you mean from the windows to the walls?
See, that's helpful. Yeah. That is actually really helpful, Ben. Thank you for providing that information to me, because it's helpful. Walz. If I say it like that, I got the last name. Because when I just kept Walz, I want to do something with that Z. But when I just say from the windows to the walls.
Yeah. Shout out to Tim Walz.
Thank you so much. But Tim Walz, somebody I didn't know in the day of my life until this moment. I loved seeing when she brought him out, I said, oh, that's a white man. Knowing it had to be white. It had to be white in order for it to be right. I'm going to tell you why. This is a black woman that people don't want to call black at all. And
it's so funny.
She's running for president. She's a woman in America running for president who already holds the vice president seat. So they already wanted her out. The odds were against her as far as, just being who she is. So if she added a black person, we all would have been like, girl, now what?
You doing too much, Kamala.
Now you doing a little too much.
Like, we like it. It's a good look, but don't you want to win?
We want you in America. But she went and got us the most energetic.
Oh my goodness.
Man, like, he has punchlines that come from his soul. They're not coming from a piece of paper. And his background, what he stands for. She got the most energetic person to really come out and do the job. And I really appreciate that. Because on first sight, if we want to go off site, because we shouldn't, but I was like, dang, I don't know. It's giving conservative Democrat.
Oh,
but it didn't.
Cover.
It wasn't that. He got on that microphone, and then I did a little bit of search of the read. I did a research, and I was like, oh, he's been standing with things. He's been advocating for these things. Just because I never heard of him doesn't mean that he hasn't been. And I love that, because like things like abortion, women's rights, which is great.
Mind your own damn business is his motto.
Rights for black people. All of those. He understands that you can be an ally and you don't have to put on a kente cloth.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, you can be an ally and not put on a kente cloth. But Tim Walz is the pick. And I really appreciate that we have him, because
there he is.
Walz against JD Vance.
JD Vance. Come on.
Let's be for real. We know, and I didn't even know Tim Walz was out of Minnesota, so I know Georgia probably is.
Yes, we got to feel over her and talk about him.
Yeah, we should definitely do that. But just a governor that we ain't never heard of, and he been running that. I know he been running that state because so much has been going on over there. But his handling of George Floyd, right?
Yeah.
They said that he handled it so well in Minnesota after the murder of George Floyd by police officers. So well, even during that time that Donald Trump was president, that he actually made a phone call over to Tim Walz out in Minnesota to tell him how great of a job he was doing, and a recorded call that was put out there because Donald Trump was outside recently saying that it wasn't look how he handled George Floyd in that state, and was saying all these negative things. But yeah, so
I like there's a clip of him that's the best clip of him signing free lunch, universal free lunch for all students in Minnesota. And when they juxtapose that image next to what's her name, the shadowy makeup lady, Sarah Huckabee in Arkansas, who was signing at the same time. I think it was within a month, maybe even within a week separation, when Tim Walz was in Minnesota giving free lunch to all the children in Minnesota. Sarah Huckabee Sanders was doing a photo shoot, making child labor legal in Arkansas all over again. And then you had the one image of Tim Walz where the kids were just so excited and hugging him and thanking them, because a lot of kids, realistically, sometimes that's the only meals they get is when they go to school. And then you have this whole sick system where if you don't have enough money for the $3 lunch or the $4 lunch, you can't eat. Right. And so he fixed that problem, and the kids, you could see it in their faces. They were so overjoyed. And then turn around and look at what happened in Arkansas with Sarah Huckabee Sanders. And the kids were looking like, oh, my God, I'm going to have to go work in the mines at 13 years old in Arkansas.
No. And Arkansas is questionable for sure. That nepotism type of vibe over there. It gives weirdo. Sarah Huckabee ain't never been. Would never be photo shooting and all this other stuff. This vibe right here for somebody I didn't know, and for somebody who we will still hold accountable after she wins the seat. I didn't know we could have this. Just a few months ago.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't know. I said, oh God, Lord. Even Joe Biden didn't know he can get rest in this moment. Him trying to hold on so damn much. He done took his behind to the beach and found sweet sleep.
It's what you're supposed to be doing when you're about 81 years old.
You know? And when you've already served as president for 4 years, you done been in politics all your life, and you've been wanting to hit that seat so much. You were the VP at one point because that was and then you finally got the seat. We said, here, damn, sit down. And that wasn't enough, and you still was trying to hold on. And then finally you saw when you let go.
Oh my goodness, the whole vibe of the planet changed.
It changed.
Oh my goodness, it was a shift in the atmosphere is what we would say in church.
Yeah. Oh, shift in the atmosphere. There was the shift in the atmosphere. We said, we'll take it.
Yeah, for sure.
We are going to fine tune this. We'll take it. We're not going to just do what we've done in the years past, but hey, you did something. You shook it up for us. Yes. People were saying that this was going to happen, but I didn't think it was going to happen. And you done took the VP and pushed her out in the front and said, hey, girl, it's your time to shine, even though it's supposed to be mine. I'm going to just put my pride to the side. It's your time to shine. And she's been lost in the sauce all this time because Joe Biden don't like to share the spotlight. But it was for such a time as this, because I didn't even know she had this type of, I didn't know that Kamala Harris had a personality outside of where we kept seeing her in the Black spaces as the Black representative at the White House. But I didn't know. I didn't know that she had more to say. I didn't know that.
Well, the VP always, historically, with very few exceptions, you got Dick Cheney, who was like the Darth Vader of VPs.
But even the president himself was a very vocal VP. We've heard so. We're talking about Joe Biden. I've never seen an active. That man was so active. We felt the world fell in love with Joe Biden because of his personality alongside. Barack Obama.
I can't say that. Well, maybe the world, but
I would have never known. But he had that cool factor at that time, and of course, by the time it was his time to become president,
like 8 years
ancient and dust. Ancient and dust, but he did the 4 years. And so at this point, I think that this combination is something that we need. A little bit of energy, like something that doesn't feel like we are in dark times.
After that, I'm sorry, Rebecca. After that debate, oh my goodness, I felt like, oh Lord, it's over. Just get. But now there's actually a glimmer of hope. And I think Walz, he brings an extra glimmer of hope, even beyond Kamala. Like, shout out to Kamala. She's bring back the joy, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. But I like the policies of Tim Walz. I like the aggressiveness of him. I like the way he supports her. Right. I like the way he gets behind her and pushes Kamala. He's a great asset. And America really likes him. He's up 11 points. In terms of his favorability, and JD Vance is down 2 points. Maybe he should get off that couch. And anyway,
there you go with the couch stroke. And Walz was somebody in his introduction to the world, in his introduction to the nation as her VP pick. He made that joke about the couch. He said, how about you get up off the couch? And then I said, he got jokes. Okay, look, everybody. Okay, Walz. Okay, we see you.
Cool white dude. Can I just say shout out to all the cool white dudes who are like Tim Walz, who ain't like
unproblematic.
Like, you out here, you're trying to raise your kids the best way you can, and he's always talking about his children and his daughter Hope, and how how she was born, and then he
the IVF process.
Yes, like, shout out to the cool white dudes out there who are not in line with this whole resurgence of white supremacy. Like, we had white allies in the past. We've always had white allies in the past. I've been wondering where they're at, and it's good to see one on the ticket.
Absolutely. And who was not trying to be a wigger. If y'all want to get over to play the clip of Kamala Harris at her campaign rally, just to see for context, and we'll go into the story before we get out of here. Let's take a look. He ain't wearing the wide leg Jabot pants and the long white tee from the gas station with a do-rag and big old diamonds. Sorry, David. I think that you said they used to wear those clothes in the 2000s. Go ahead.
He intends to cut Social Security and Medicare. He intends to surrender our fight against the climate crisis, and he intends to end the Affordable Care Act. You know what? If you want Donald Trump to win, then say that. Otherwise, I'm speaking.
Ooh. Look at the unit on her face right now. The pose. The lean to the side.
And then the head, because she like to shake her head a lot. This one was.
She ain't even moving. That head is stuck. I didn't even want to watch the news. I didn't know, not the news.
I knew what it was gonna be.
I didn't want to go on Twitter after this. I was like, oh Lord, all my people that I love and who I know are correct, 100% correct, they're gonna rip her apart. So I just stayed off Twitter for 24 hours.
The thing is, I was on Threads. And then I went to go see what Twitter was talking about. Threads was just like, don't play with Miss Kamala. And will. That was on Threads. I get over to
Twitter.
TikTok,
Oh my.
They was like, how dare she?
Oh my God.
How dare she speak to something? And I said, ooh, I'm here with it. Let me tell you something. I agree with both of it. I'm going to tell you why. Because the heckler, or the protester, was there protesting where she stands, of course, on Palestine. Yeah. And there was nothing. Let me tell you something. Them people was ready. Although she already spoke to another group that was not connected to this group. But she spoke to another group before she came on and told them, we will have a conversation about it. I'm open to speaking and having dialogue with you guys. We'll do that after the fact. But they were, oh, you thought because that group that you spoke to was it's gonna be the end all be all for all the groups? Oh no, baby, another group already prepared to be up in the room and to call you out for Palestine and how the administration has handled Palestine. Guys, here's where I say we can still support her and getting her into the seat and still say that those things that the protesters were talking about are true. Now, her reaction in that moment seeing her in her blackness, because I want to say it's her blackness, seeing her in that was joy for me. However,
oh gosh, I just wish it was directed to like, I don't know, Peter or somebody.
Because
not towards Palestine. Come on.
Maybe it could have been something like, you guys, I just spoke to another group. I will speak to you as well.
Yes.
Or like something like that.
Yes.
And she still could have gave him the stern look, but it could have been, but to say, if you want Donald Trump to win.
Right.
That's where the sting came.
Oh my goodness.
That's where the stress came. That's where, oh, sis, that's giving when you told that room of immigrants, don't come.
Yes, especially in Michigan.
Yeah.
Right. Michigan had already made it clear that they weren't messing with Joe Biden over Palestine. Right. How many of them voted non-committed or uncommitted during the primary there? Like they were very clear. So and in fair, not even in fairness, but just as a person who it takes a lot. If you're not prepared and somebody catches you off guard like that in the moment when you're doing the work that she was doing. No, yeah, it really does kind of go south like that. And so I'm so grateful that she took that chance, that time, and she didn't double down, right? She didn't stay on that note. She learned from it immediately because it was not that's not how we're going to handle Palestine. That's not how we're going to address Gaza through this. Yeah. You know, there's accountability that has to be had. There's questions that people are going to ask. And she's probably going to get even more protesters between now and the time she gets elected because they want her to do something about it.
Yeah.
So anyway, go ahead.
And so with that being said, Ben, let's take a look at the juxtaposition of that day and the next.
So, thank you. So Tim, we know him by governor, but you'll soon get to know his wife, Gwen, to whom, you know what? Hold on a second. Hold on, everybody. Hold on. Here's the thing. We are all in here together. I'm told an extraordinary number of folks who are here together because we love our country. We're here to fight for our democracy. Which includes respecting the voices that I think that we are hearing from. And let me just say this on topic of what I think I'm hearing over there. Let me just speak to that for a moment, and then I'm going to get back to
this. Is good. This is my first time watching this too.
So let me say, I have been clear. Now is the time to get a ceasefire deal and get the hostage deal done.
The lady in the back corner over there.
And the president and I are working around the clock every day to get that ceasefire deal done and bring the hostages home. So I respect your voices, but we are.
She had it on paper this time.
This race in 2024.
See, and she should have had it on paper the first time too.
Yeah,
right.
We like the sauce. We loved it. We loved it.
Don't direct that towards Gaza though.
Okay, but please don't.
Come on.
Because like I said, I love seeing her. Oh, hold on now. I'm speaking, and I'm sick and tired of y'all coming in my stuff and but I said, who is she speaking to? And
then you're like, oh Lord. Could she be doing it? Could it be Peter? Somebody. That's the only group I want to throw on the bus. I want to throw nobody else on the bus.
Right, because I'm sick of Peter's ass. But no, I really, really wanted for it to be, because I'm sick of Peter going up to the Mona Lisa and throwing stuff on the thing. Put that effort in somewhere else. I'm sick of y'all just waiting for y'all to
No, let's not get on because then they're gonna come. No, I just said it.
Please.
I didn't want to really triple down on it.
I love what Peter stood for and stand for, but now I feel like it's getting real. Like you just trying to go viral. Let that person eat that.
I do. You know what? And I hope she brings. I don't hope. I know she's gonna bring that energy to Donald Trump at these debates, right? She needs to bring that energy to this debate so she can woman handle that loser, because he's going to be doing a lot of interrupting. He's going to be doing all the things that needs and requires that energy. The funny thing about it is that, you know, and this is kind of immaterial because I really don't care what this group of people think. But the biggest support base for Donald Trump is a bunch of misogynistic loser men. And when they saw that personality and that energy come out of Kamala, they're like, oh Lord, we can't have that for 4 years. Yeah, no, we can. We actually kind of need that energy right now. We really need that energy directed exactly towards Donald Trump.
I need somebody fiery because Donald Trump said a lot of racist things as he stood there before people, told lies, all types of things. I will never forget, spewed out hate, anti-Black rhetoric as he sat there at his campaign rallies. And if you think that I'm not, like, I'm okay with this attitude, the specific subject, ma'am, we got to get it together. I know you were worn out and upset that you couldn't even grab a statement about a ceasefire, but you came back and you got yourself together.
Right.
Whether it's a political response or you had to be checked or whatever, okay, that's fine.
She got it as right as she could possibly get it, considering AIPAC is like politically assassinating Democrats right now in their primaries. Corey Bush, Jamal Bowman.
We lost Corey Bush. We lost her.
And now they're going after right there in Minnesota. My sister, I love her to pieces. What's my sister's name in Minnesota? My mind is escaping me right now. But the way is coming after Democrats. Kamala got that as right. Ilhan. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I forgot her name. Blaming my head, but not my heart. She got it as right as she can possibly get it as a presidential candidate that has AIPAC with their sniper rifles aimed at every Democrat who does anything except Benjamin Netanyahu's plan. So I hope this becomes a transition point in the long run to rid ourselves of the influence of AIPAC in American politics. And it wasn't even much. Like what she said was just enough, right? It was the acknowledgement of the protesters more so than even what she said. It was acknowledgement that they have a voice and that voice should be respected because the issue is that serious. But the truth is, you know, there needs to be a weapons embargo. Truth is that we actually, as America, I've said this online, I'll say it here, the United States of America has every reason to now get on the side of the Palestinians. Benjamin Netanyahu and his far right-wing Likud party, they're beyond evil is the only word I can get right now, right? Because anything else, somebody will hold it against me. They are trying to instigate a third world war. They are instigating conflict with Iran. They are itching for another war to go to because this is what Benjamin Netanyahu and this far right-wing nationalist movement wants. We absolutely got to get away from that. America has every reason, morally, politically, strategically, to remove ourselves from the Benjamin Netanyahu grip that comes through AIPAC. But, you know, the best we're going to get right now is acknowledgement that the Palestinian protesters in the United States have a voice. And I think that's all we got from Kamala. And
that's okay because before we got nothing.
Yes.
Nothing. They literally they were upset that we used the words ceasefire, all because we have them we have a friendship, an allyship with Israel. They were so upset that we were telling them ceasefire that they changed the wording and thought that was going to be enough for us, which is a humanitarian pause. I will never forget this. And this better be in the history books. Better be in the history books because this was BS. A humanitarian pause, 4 hours in the daytime for these people to go and find what? Shelter and food.
Only to remember when during one of those humanitarian pauses when they went back, some of the Palestinians, some of the people from Gaza, they went back to try to get something from home or find old people, and then they struck again. So, and then this weekend they blew up a school. Yeah, right. Students, children. They couldn't even find whole bodies. The children were delivered to their parents, pieces in bags. So
and this is the news that's constantly happening. So when I do hear the people that are coming, the protesters, not hecklers, the protesters that are coming to these rallies and saying their word, I want her to address them, but I want her to continue to address them because there's going to be more, like you said, Ben, to address them the way that
she did the second time.
Yes, that attitude, love to see it in that first time, but when I found out what it was for, like I said, I'm on both sides. Love the attitude, love the sauce. Whoever needed that must have needed it. But when I found out for why they were doing it,
like,
no, ma'am, let's go back because your administration got blood on their hands. Because I'm trying to get you seated, but I'm trying to have this conversation after you're behind the seat to see what you're about to do. Don't piss me off, Kamala.
But at the same time, go Kamala, go Kamala, do it. But but she got it right. She got it right.
She got it right the second time, which I absolutely love. She did not ignore it.
And I want to say to like some of the folks that I love, like a lot of my Roland, love you, man. Bakari, you know, I love you as a brother. All these, you don't have to protect her at every turn. You know what I mean? When people make a mistake, it is healthier for them and for the entire movement that we correct her, right? So the correction came. But there were still people who were trying to defend her honor. No, we don't got to do that. Nah, just let her accept the correction and watch her walk in it gracefully. Because my God, she walked in that correction gracefully. Like it was a brilliant, beautiful pivot.
It was nice.
But she would not have had that pivot had she listened to some of my brothers. You know?
Yeah, I love it, and I respect it. And how you put it, Ben, we got to be able to call a thing, but still know that the thing is going to be getting her seated.
That's right.
And we're not going to do like we did with other people and just get people seated just because what they look like, what they represent,
right.
what their color. No. We're still going to have work to do because like everybody, all these politicians, you better do something that you said that you had put on the paper when we was putting your behind in. And you don't even know the amount of stress that we got to go through just like they gave us February as Black History Month, and the only time they recognized Black people, and they sprinkled in after us crying and fighting and being shot up and dying, all that kind of stuff. Juneteenth, that we still got to work. They said we're gonna give this Black lady the shortest amount of time to do the work to get seated. And if you think we're not about to do it, or at least try our best,
oh goodness,
we are.
As compared to the option, right? Right. The compared to. There's so much wrong in America that we really are like, give me Kamala, give me Tim Walz. They are infinitely better than the proposition that is being brought to us by MAGA. Because
this is not giving lesser of two evil vibes.
No, it is.
This is not giving that vibe. But y'all try to give. It is not that. I know in the beginning when she first, we were like, it's giving. No, the work that has been done in the last 10 days, 14 days. She's been out here moving and grooving. We've been out here learning and unlearning. We've been out here making sure that what it's going to look. People are still meeting from that 44,000 meeting of Black women. People are still meeting on Sundays, like it's a Sunday dinner time, meet up and having conversations on how we're going to move forward because it's such a short amount of time. We've seen so much progression in this VP to president attitude that I can't deny it. I can't sit here.
And Rebecca, when you add on Walz's progressivism, because that man, he is. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, maybe she'll pick Bernie, you know. But
he gives a younger Bernie vibe.
He is a younger, more energetic, and he's issue by issue, he is as progressive, if not, he's right up there with Sanders. Bernie. And what matters is that she actually would have somebody in there who, number one, is a fighter. The dude is not afraid of fighting whoever he got to fight. And then two, he's going to be fighting based on his true, genuine values. He's not an attorney. He's not a lawyer from like an Ivy League institution. He's not a part of that machine. So just her picking him was a slap in the face to so many of the things that's wrong in the Democratic Party.
And I loved it. I didn't even know. Look, I didn't even know she had a white friend like that. But looking at her husband, I probably should have expected. Her husband seems spicy too. So, but with all that being said, this is what I like to see, and this is what I like to hear. ain't nothing wrong with us holding her accountable, but also like while on these channels, knowing, hey, Kamala, you gotta, I don't even want white people giving me Mamala vibes. Do not bring Mamala to me. She's not somebody that we need to worship or whatever the case may be. This is Kamala Harris, and she's running for president. We can hold her accountable and still find ways to respect her, right? And her run. Better. And so two things can be
DJ see in the chat room.
Who?
James Bubba Williams.
Oh, he's at work.
Oh, okay. I see him in the chat room. Shout out to you at work, brother.
Yeah, he's in the office. He's in the office today. But we are at the 12 o'clock hour, and I don't want to hold you guys. It is lunchtime. If you are watching right now, I want you to do something for me. All right. Not 2 Chainz. What is it? Can you do something for me? Whatever the rapper's name. But can you please do something for me? Can you like? All right. Then can you share it? And make sure you are subscribed to all pages. The Benjamin Dixon Show page. Please subscribe to Rebecca Azor. All right. We got to get these numbers up. I feel I'm in a stuck plateau right now. I want to get up. I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. Also, if you are watching right now, tip your host with the most. Did y'all know we was going to come on Monday and bless you like this? You didn't? Okay. So tip your host with the most. Becca's voice. We got BPD on Cash App, BPD 2018 on Cash App. Becca's voice on Cash App is.
Don't send me nothing though. Don't send me nothing. I don't even know where my phone is.
He still hasn't found his phone. So send me Ben's. How they do on on Leftist Mafia. Send me Ben's Cash App. That's Becca's voice. We got to make sure we keep the lights on. Speaking of keep the lights on, Bubba has a special request to keep his lights on. Even though he's not here, we still want to support him. DJ X3C on Venmo, and make sure as well we got our producer who we dragged out of bed because he like to sleep in. We dragged out of bed to get on the show on Monday. DKG87. Please support if you can. Even if it's $1, you're here because you liked what you were watching.
Send $1, yes, but if you can send $1, you can send 5. At least send 5. Come on.
I like the way Ben does it because he gives it with that preacher vibe.
Hey. We got 200. All we need is 20 people to send $10 each. To get the day going well. 20 people to send $10 and then give me 30. No, okay.
Because but thank you so much. And at the same time, I was gonna say Patreon. If you can't give individually Patreon, we still need to do it because we just paid for the system, and that's because of y'all. We paid for the system that we were running the show on, and that's because of you guys. So patreon.com/like it or not, patreon.com/like it or not. Also, I got to do the Patreon right, Ben. I've been walking around here thinking I set it up correctly. Somebody said, hey, Rebecca, you set it up to be a member, not a creator. I said, oh, I didn't even know. I thought it didn't tell me. It just said sign up. And I ain't do it right. I ain't doing right. So I'm walking it back, and I'll be on there as a creator this week. Also, y'all, I'm dropping a cute little trailer for Shades of Good News. And then the first episode will be on Wednesday. I wish I had the trailer ready to give to y'all today, but you'll see it soon. It's going to be Shades of Good News first episode. Please don't mind the buzzing in the background. I'll do it right on the next episode. But my computer was hot. It was hot.
She was angry with you.
It was fighting. I said, stay on in here, baby. I know I got you in 2015 because yes. This baby is old, but she's been rocking.
That's the same one you've had since I met you?
Yes.
My God, today
2015 legs is broken.
You got that big block charger?
Yes, I do. Right, the big block charger that is right here. Okay. It's hot on my hand right now. It's spicy. So, like I said, if you continue to support and give, I can upgrade and do the things I need to do. But thank you guys so far. Thank you for what you've already done. Thank you for helping me get this rent paid. I love you guys so much, and please remember your mind. All right, make sure if it's out of your hands, it deserves to be out of your mind. Mental health, if you need to take a break, if you can, because I know we got jobs that you can't take a break from, but just remember, if you were to lose that job or you to walk away from that job, they would replace you already. So
Right.
do not let that be your end all be all. Find the balance. I love y'all. I will see y'all on a Saturday. Mwah. Love you, mean it.
She got a funny story to tell. Talking
Work that we're doing here is not going to stop when it comes to these type of discussions. It's going to be for us and by us here on this platform when the media is telling us to look the other way. Your support is what helps us move forward. Join patreon.com/like it or not. Help us grow.
Like it or not, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. Yes, it's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. Like It or Not. Rebecca Azor is in the house. You know she got a funny story to tell. Talking politics, culture, a real life-ish. I live in life in the ATL. Benjamin, yeah, that's my man. He's always coming up with the master plan.